All right. Hello, everyone. Today we are here with Terence Boone of the Robert Plant College Women's Flag Football. And know that you guys are recruiting for the 2027 year. So, with this very big task of building out the program, what is something that you are looking to just kind of build and grow with this specific opportunity?
Man, I just want to be able to bring this flag football thing, of course, to Virginia, but give women the opportunity in college to be able to showcase their talent, but also, have a sport that could grow. I think could probably be one of the top three sports in the world eventually. You know what I mean? And this season, I mean not this season, but this era of all this flag football teams coming out in college, it's like the perfect timing. With the sport growing over the years. I've been looking at the last shoot. I mean, I've coached it before like 10, 12 years ago, but I also been seeing it grow in the college, actually in the high school world, and now leading into college, that it's like the perfect opportunity for this thing to really blow up and really get is a real sport in college, which it is. Like they announced it this past February to make it a real sport that you could get scholarships and all that. Now that conferences are forming and things like that, it's a great opportunity for these ladies to really jump on this and get scholarships and even go pro eventually because pro teams are going to be coming out eventually too. So yeah, this is something I couldn't wait for it to happen.
It is very exciting to see all these teams coming up. So, what
Mhm.
would you want your team to eventually, like, what would you say the culture and characteristics would be of your team just coming in as in your
Um,
program?
yeah, I want to see, man, because I got five pillars already I like to use. So I want to see my team disciplined, competitive, have great communication, commit, and have consistency, man, and just compete hard every day, all day. And that doesn't mean just competing in the games. I want you
Hmm.
competing in the classroom. I want you competing when we do sprints. I want you competing when we're running plays or anything like that. I want to make sure that my team is on point when it comes to that. We have great communication on and off the field. And just a great coaching man. I'm a fun coach. I can have fun, but I'm serious business when it gets down to that field. All right. I want to make sure that they know that, hey, Coach Boone, man, he's a jokester, laugh and stuff like that. He got energy, love the music playing and everything. But he's serious when it comes to this actual thing called football and wanting to see them compete and grow as athletes. And, again, this is a pipeline to help them get to a higher level. Like I'm a JUCO, or just a JUCO. You get 2 years to do your thing academically and athletically. But I want you to be able to expose yourself to be able to get to that level. You get to the 4 year school, get your education paid for, but also have aspirations. You want to play for a D2, D3, D1. And who knows, you might go as far as, like I said, those pro teams are coming out eventually. You might be able to go pro. You never know. But I love to see that with all my ladies that come through my program.
And so, what you say kind of fall into my next question. So, how would you balance more of the technical side with the mentorship of the college athletics, especially as a JUCO?
For me, the technical side of flag football and the mentorship go hand in hand. I'm not just coaching schemes, I'm developing student athletes. If you build a person, the player usually follows. That's what I always go by. You know what I'm saying? So, building all that, the commitment, the communication, seeing the consistency and all that, those type of players that I look for, and they have that in them and it's instilled in them through my program. I think they'll become great, not only just great players, but great leaders, you know what I mean? And anything they do.
And so just kind of building all on top of those five pillars that you mentioned, what would you say is something that you've been looking for, not just in plays or in stats, but if they do anything that probably isn't flag football, but can contribute to the sport?
Things I look for that could contribute to the sport. Like I said, just being able to have leadership, being able to, adversity. Because when I do my questionnaires, I want to see what type of adversity that you might have as a player. How do you overcome some adversity? So, are you a team person that's going to pick your team up, or are you going to go about your business and not even, just worry about you? Are you going to be selfless, or are you going to be selfish? Do you have a balance? Things like that. And with the game, like I said, with this game growing, um, it gives women a broader aspect of what they can do, not just athletically, but different avenues. You're gonna get recruiting ladies that know how to recruit. I might have an intern that want to learn that. That's another thing. I want to bring in interns in my program to see this type of things. I can't do all this alone. It's a lot. Trying to be a recruiter, trying to be the coach, trying to get
Mhm.
it together. It's a lot right now. I'm by myself. I don't have an assistant or anything like that. But to bring in those other type of people that ain't even playing the game, that'd be great too. So they can see the aspects of this game and have respect for it as far as what goes on behind the closed doors to get this team to form.
And so also just kind of going back off of what you said, with it just being you currently, how are you currently recruiting outside of just the recruiting forums and outside of the what was it? Intro discussion, I believe I saw on your story.
Hmm.
So how are you going about that process? Are
Um,
like players reaching out to you, or are you catching interest outside of that?
mhm. It's a combination of things, which is great. It's a greater blessing for having social media. It makes it a little easier than back in the day when I was being recruited. You only get letters, coaches see you, and things like that. So you have this it's engine to use as far as social media. And most of my recruits, yeah, it comes through IG messages and things. They see the logo. They see that the school is new to the game, that we're bringing in women's flag pool, so it's fresh. Um, the questionnaires are huge. That's the next process. Like if they hit me up, I say, can you please fill out this recruiting questionnaire? And what that does, that helps me get to know the person, yes, on paper, but I get the information, things like that. And once I read it and I read every one of them, see from all the way from their name or the email all the way down to what additional things do you want to say on there as well? All right. So I'll do all that, and then I'll hit them up. I'll text them, contact them personally, and most likely set up a type of a call. And I do calls. I don't do calls like just no video. I do most of my calls are video
Hmm.
um, on FaceTime. I want to see their face. You know what I'm saying? I want them to see my face. I had a couple of them say, they said, "Yo, you're the only coach that FaceTime me." I was like, that's what I'm here. I want you to feel my energy too. You can't really feel it just through a voice. You got to see it. I want you to see it. And I think that makes them feel more comfortable too. Because a lot of girls, a lot of athletes, they want to be comfortable where they're going. Especially if you're getting them. I'm getting them from out of state, which I am. But again, using the IG message, word of mouth too. 804-757 has a lot of programs as far as travel teams. So I got some relationships with some coaches that are on those travel teams, and they're getting the word of mouth out. I have people from before that I used to be a personal trainer too, so personal training wise, I have people who have kids that might played or they know of kids that play different sports or have very interest in football. So I've talked to them and things like that, man. I got a pretty good, um, um, I guess, well-rounded way of getting it out as far as getting to talk to people. But I know platforms like this definitely will help so they can see my face and see what I'm talking about. So I appreciate you again. But yeah, that's been my thing about recruiting. It's been helping me a lot more.
And so just kind of dipping more into in-state players, where you're looking to get out of them, like especially since there's a big perception of, hey, they want to go out of state to different colleges or different options, whatever it may be, whether academic or sport. How are you trying to keep them in?
Trying to keep them in state, you said?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just the key thing is saying, man, this is brand new. You bringing this brand new program in Virginia for other players to see, of course. We're gonna start our inaugural season next year, next spring. And you're setting the foundation for this school in Virginia. It's only like I think it's like six of us that are varsity right now. Six or seven of us are varsity. You got schools like Norfolk State and UVA that have teams, but they're a club right now,
Hmm.
which they will eventually become varsity. I believe everybody's going to become varsity eventually once they get their conferences. But we're in varsity, so we compete and we compete. You can earn, LOIs and scholarships and things like that. So that's what we have if you're a varsity team. Now, if you just club, like I said, you're just playing for clubs, but you're still competing. And seeing that if we play against those Virginia teams, let's say I think who was it? Mary Washington, I believe they are not a club team. So let's say we play them. and that's I think they're Division two, I believe. If they are two or three, let's say we play them. Guess what? For you playing at Richard Bland right now. Yes, JUCO. You only got 2 years, but you can go to that D2, D3 school. They get to see you. Guess what? That's your film. That coach gonna probably call me. Hey, who is so and so number two? I like the way she plays. How can I get her on my team? Man, that's your exposure right there. Being in state and stuff like that. Even, I mean, even out of state too, but even being in state, now you're bringing up these other schools in Virginia off our program because this is where, the JUCO is like the lowest, league as far as playing sports in college. But it helps at this time because it's kind of an even forecast right now with with women's flag football because everybody can kind of play everybody right now because nobody has true conferences, but they are coming. So that's what it could bring in VA for the athletes here, and I'm trying to get them here too. But VA, y'all better come on because the athletes out of state trying to come here more than anything.
And so just kind of building off of how you mentioned, like being on the actual calls and seeing their faces, what do you try to add on to that to maintain that relationship?
To see their faces and things like that, I want to add on to let them know that this is going to be a family oriented type program. I want you to feel at home. Like I said, if you're in state or out of state, you're leaving your family. So that regardless, it's going to happen. If you're coming here, I want you to have a family oriented type feel here. Of course, you could call on me anytime, all the time if you're one of my players. But also, I want them to build my team to build a sisterhood. Right? Having that sisterhood is going to be real because when we're up, we're going to be up. We're going to have a good time. We're going to celebrate. But when we're down, what are we doing? We can't put each other down. We got to bring that closeness back, regardless of what type of issues we got going on. If we're losing a lot, hey, we got to pick each other up. If we got some issues, somebody got some issues or something, let's talk about it and let's make sure we clean it up and we're able to talk to each other about it and not put each other down and keep a negative vibe the whole time.
And so just kind of building on to the broader view of Robert Blaine College, what would you say it would specifically help in the journey of a woman's athletic career as they're just growing and playing and going through school?
hmm Yeah, and that's what I said. Going to this school, it's a good school. Like I said, most of the kids they're going to earn their associates, which is going to be great, geared towards their whatever grade degree they're trying to go towards. You're going to get structure. You're going to be able to. I mean, they've been going to class and doing that, playing sports. If you've been in high school, you've been doing that. If you've been playing sports and going to school, but you're going to get even more structure now. You're in the adult world. Because now you got your own living rooms. We have dorms at our school. At our school, a lot of JUCOs don't have dorms. So you have dorms. You're going to actually stay in a dorm. You're going to actually go to class. You're going to actually, practice football. You're going to have a routine. You're going to have a structure. I want you to be able to go away with that and knowing how to use that when you go to a bigger school. Bigger school might be a little bit more challenging. You never know. But at the same time, you already got your experience now already for 2 years. You're ready for a bigger school. You're ready to take on. Hey, if you got to go D2 or D1 and difference might be bigger school, a little bit more money, of course. Also, might get a little bit more TV exposure, things like that. But you're prepared mentally and physically to ready to handle this. That's what I want them to get from this program. All right. And again, I already got the mental aspect to be academically in a good position too.
All right. I really like that answer, especially since you're bringing them into environment that they're probably not immediately familiar with, but it's what they
Right.
expect with a bigger school. And so they're building up that both
Right.
the environment and that routine and how they're going to progress into those other spaces. So I like the
Right.
answer.
Right.
Um, so just looking into 2027, how are you going to really build up the behind the scenes work that you've been building up until the first kickoff or the first snap, I would say?
Between now and 2027,
Mm.
um, the work is all like foundation. Recruiting the right student athletes, building a culture, establishing systems, setting standards wherever when we step on the field. Stay ahead of fast growing sports. You know what I'm saying? It's a fast growing sport, sorry. Um, you have to be adaptable. We have to keep moving in the direction that, okay, what's happening over here in this conference? All right, we got to do that too as well, kind of, to make sure that we stay on point. But the coach is big for me because that's going to be, like I said, this class is coming in. They're going to build that foundation for me and set it for me. So the standards are going to be set with them to go forward. And then the classes after that, they're going to be the bridges, and the classes after that is going to be the continuation of that class and that class and that class. So the key thing is this first class is about setting the standard before we even hit the field.
And so what would you say that standard is? Just kind of adding to the five pillars.
Like I said, the commitment, you got to commit.
Hmm.
And I mean, commit in class, commit on the field, commit in the community, commit to your team. Consistency, having consistency again on the field, in class, again with your team, consistency, building yourself as a person, regardless. All right. Accountability, having accountability. All right. Making sure you know that, hey, I gotta be here on time for this and that film study. That means like academically, I mean,
Hmm.
your practice, everything that you need to be a well-rounded student athlete. I definitely believe in that because I'm a teacher too in high school, so I definitely believe in that. Competitiveness. You got to compete, and that's what I said earlier. You want to compete not only in practice, compete in the games, but when you're in practice, compete. When you're doing your sprints, compete in the weight room. I'm a big weight room guy. I'm a sports performance coach too. So therefore, I want to see in the off-season, on-season program that my ladies are competing to get better. You see those specific numbers and your PRs or whatever you want to call them. And man, I tested my vertical jump 3 weeks ago. I was like at an 18. Now I'm at a 20. So now I'm improving on that. So that's what I know. You got the commitment, you got consistency, you got accountability and competitiveness. And the last one's gonna be communication. I'm big on communication. Again, when I talked about the family type environment, if you have any issues, come talk to me. If you want to talk about anything, you got a coach that's there for you. That's not going to um um push you to the side because I got other things I need to worry about. I need to worry about recruiting. I need to worry about this and X's and O's. No, I would take the time for each and every one of my athletes to let them know, hey, talk to me. Let me know what's good. Also, communicate with your teammates. While we're on the field, of course, that communication is big. You playing defense, you need to know this and that, where your specific teammate's supposed to be and you. Offensively too, we got plays calls. You need to know what those plays are. We need to speak. All right. We got any issues on the field? Let's communicate as a team and try to figure out what's wrong. Of course, with me as a coach, I'm gonna be looking at. I'm a film junkie, so I'm gonna be looking at film to see what's wrong too. But also in real time, what do you guys see too? I'm gonna trust my team enough to have that type of communication. That's what they need to build upon. And then lastly, with the communication part, um, just being able to speak to everybody when it comes to at Richard Bland. That's from my AD, that's to teachers, that's professors, that's to the financial aid admissions. I want communication with everybody so we all could be one on point and we could build this program together the right way. And because it's the whole school to me, it's not just my football team, it's the whole school to me. Everybody I want involved in this.
All right. Well, you kind of answered my last couple questions, so I really
Sorry.
appreciate that. Um,
Sorry.
but I do appreciate having you on, and I'm glad that we were able to talk some more about Richard Bland College and what you're going to bring to the program. And I can't wait to see the first snap too. I can't wait to see the schedule. So,
Yeah. I can't wait to get it going. I went to a college game. My first women's college game was over a month ago. Virginia Western played Shawan. Shawan came to them actually. And I saw them play, and I was like, 'cause I'm cool with the coach from Shawan, good friend of mine. But I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this time next year, this will be me. I was just,
mm,
embracing it at the time. Like, it's gonna be my kids out here. We're gonna do our thing and have fun with this and like I said, get the program going in the right way and build it the right way so it can sustain for years and years to come. And again, be a pipeline for high school, pipeline for, because I'm like in the middle, basically. If you look at it,
yep,
JUCOs are like in the middle. High school, pipeline for high school travel teams, and then for the bigger divisions, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1. I'm basically the middle guy. So I want to be the right middle guy for everybody to help
right.
my athletes get to where they need to get to.
All right. Well, That's really good to know.